Hey guys, I hope that you all had a very good weekend launch. Like I said, after I beat the main story, I'll go ahead and come up with a video. I'm going to give some pointers, tips, and kind of show you what I've done. That way you get some ideas of how to approach the game yourself, especially if you're new. First things first, try to spend your crystals wisely, but we're only humans, so if you end up getting like an outfit, that's pretty cool. But for the most part, you want to use it for energy refreshes. Now, in the beta, there were some double drop events, and so you want to save those little canisters to give you energy for those times. So, should you reroll things? When you are starting your account, it is worthwhile to reroll, especially those light and dark units. They're insanely good. For me personally, I don't reroll. I don't know why, it's just not something I do. So I use my target banner to get Hellkid. I chose him because he does a lot of damage, he gives a gigantic shield that makes you debuff immune, and for me, that is insane. I went ahead and pulled on the banner itself because I actually like Freya, I think she's a good support, but if you can find other solutions, you may not need her. I got really lucky along the way because I was able to get some of those SR units that are pretty key in a lot of content. So this is the foundation for my progress in the game. I got really lucky, it's really nice. From here, the only one I was missing was Chiaki, which is a turn booster. She's the one with the violin, and I beat the final boss. I'm not going to spoil the story, but these are the units I used to beat it. Leanne was amazing as a damage dealer. Dina is an insane debuffer. You can do so much damage with her. Hellkid was my pick. He offered a lot in the fight. And of course, Jackie was able to do so much work by just enhancing what my other people could do. Now keep in mind, I do have her fully skilled up, and I felt like that was necessary to be able to clear that fight. So if you're going to invest heavily into her. Which brings me to speed in the game. Speed is one of the most important stats that you can get. You can get it as a module set. You can also get it as a part of your little shells. Not only do they give you a ton of flat speed, but you can actually roll and give more speed to your units. If you look at most of these modules and stuff like that, you're going to look for Swift Rush, and you're going to look for substats that are speed, right? When you actually go to them, you'll see that the speed counts aren't very high. And I know that'll increase when we get better modules, but for now, for early, for mid, you probably want to invest more into your shells. Now, one of the things that kind of surprised me was that there's actually a pity for your permanent banner too. I thought pity only worked for the main banner, like the rotational one, but you can actually track how many more pulls you need until you guarantee an SSR. Early, your progress is going to be hindered by your player level, so you're going to want to decide what to focus on, and I recommend focusing on the hyperlink section, like the charter, so that we can get a bunch of these items, a bunch of these bonuses as you progress through your dailies and different things you normally want to do. Try to focus on them, try to focus on events. This Ling Luo event is insane. She's a great healer that you can get for free, but you need to complete all the events for it. Keep in mind, you have a limited amount of energy, so use it wisely. I'm going to go through some of the units that I invested in early that really paid off. The first one is Lilith. She was amazing. I built her speed and accuracy. She's a very tanky, like CC'er that rotates, like turn rotations. So she can take extra turns, and she's been incredible. Dina was also very surprising. She's a crazy debuffer. I usually don't advise going debuffs, but she has like a defense break and more damage taken. She has like more crit damage taken. She is the real debuffer for like speed clear, as far as I'm concerned. Hellkid again, my banner pick. He's amazing. Always been amazing. Jackie the Elko. I'm sure there's other people talking about her. She's been kind of my replacement since they nerfed number 41, who was my favorite character in this game, and still is, but I just couldn't get her to work as well. She used to have a 35% turn meter boost, which now has been reduced to 20 at max. But that was the beta, and we all know changes happen. So let's continue on, and more in a little bit, but you know, back to Freya. And then we get to Freya, who's like a really good 5th team member, because she doesn't do anything particularly strong, but she does a lot of things pretty okay. Like debuff removal, defense up, turn manipulation, all kinds of stuff. Then we have Kraken, and he's been insanely good at CC. And I use him and Gray in Doki Doki because Gray has a crazy crit up, which crit up is really hard to find in this game. Lastly, I was able to get Sonya. She's a really good healer that removes 2 debuffs on your teammates per turn, and she has a revive. So she's really handy. So let's get into shops. A lot of parts of the game have shops, including events and things like that. But you may be asking yourselves what you should focus on. And I think that everyone will probably determine that lattices, which are used for skill ups and characters, are the most important thing to get. You can get fragments of ones for SSRs, you can get the other ones that are used for SRs, and there's a blue one that you can use for rare units, which I don't think anyone's really prioritizing right now. So prioritize perfect lattices whenever you can, and evolution lattices whenever you can. Oh, and animuses are only for dupe bonuses. It will never give you a new unit, and if you want to check your inventory, you can see there's many copies you can get, and you still won't get that character. So keep that in mind. Now for Arena. It is incredibly rewarding. You should be doing it. It's a big part of what they're trying to push for this game, so it's going to pay off pretty well. Summon Arena, you're limited to 1 character, so if the enemy picks your character, you can't use it either. So keep that in mind. You want to have more units built up than just 1 solid team. It is really important to do so. I don't really like PvPs, I don't do very often, so I focus on other things, like the guild bosses. I forgot what they call them in this game, guilds, clubs, covenants, I don't know. Get into one, the dailies, the bonuses, they're really good, you want them. And one tip, if you're going to be fighting the guild boss, sometimes you might want to have to manual it at the very end, because some bosses get like stacking damage, and it can be really, really close, and you don't want to miss out on a full clear. There are a few parts of the game that I need to push more on, and when I've explored them more, I'll be pretty confident in giving advice about what could be good units, or how to proceed, or what's worth your time. So I'll save that for later videos when I actually know what I'm talking about. No sense in pretending like I do. So let's just do a little recap. Use your crystals on energy. Try to do multiple things at the same time, like achieve multiple goals or events. Be careful about who you invest in, as there's limited resources. Prioritize lattices when you can, and understand that the speed stat is very important and can be gained in a number of ways. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you've had fun.